What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tevin Jameer back at it again with another episode of the Hate It or Love It podcast. And man, I already had an episode planned for today. Well, I'm recording this on the day that it should have went up, Tuesday, April 9th. I already had an episode recorded and all that, and I was about to start editing until J. Cole, he apologized to Kendrick. And let me tell y'all right now, look, I'm not talking about this to change anybody else's opinions, nor do I care to have my opinion changed. Like, I'm not trying to sound hard-headed or anything like that, but I've already expressed my disappointment with J. Cole, and I had a long conversation with one of my friends that was more in J. Cole's point of view, and my thing is, look, we can talk about our opinions, but there just wasn't anything that was going to be said. And if you guys want to take that as me being hard-headed, or if you guys want to think that I'm being negative or anything like that, then I mean, you guys are very much welcome to listen. It just leave your long messages or comments or whatever, to yourself, because honestly, I don't care. Now, if you want to say your side of it and you don't want to be negative, then hey, express yourself. Like, this is a conversation where people are going to have differing opinions, but I do want to just get on here to talk about my opinion on J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick, because that was not it. That was not it for me. No, that was just not fucking it for me. So, all right, y'all, if you guys haven't, been keeping up with things, a few weeks ago, it almost feels like a month ago now, Future and Metro Boomin dropped their album, We Don't Trust You, or something like that. And there was a song called Like That where Kendrick dropped a verse on there, and he was mostly dissing Drake. J. Cole caught a couple of shots, like basically just strays, but like the diss was mostly for Drake. But, J. Cole was just caught in the middle of the crossfire. And I remember when that verse first came out, people were saying that Kendrick dissed Drake and J. Cole. To be honest, I wouldn't even consider what he said to, like, slightly to J. Cole as a diss. I wouldn't even take that as a diss. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I don't think J. Cole, because a lot of the internet was saying that he's obligated to respond. I didn't feel like he was obligated to respond. I really didn't. So that's already one thing for me. I'm like, you know what? J. Cole really don't need to respond. Now, if he does, will I enjoy it? Yes. Because here's the thing, and this is the main thing that I keep telling people that disagree with what I gotta say. And, when I hear people talk about J. Cole's side, this is the main thing they always want to say. Okay, let's put it like this. And you know what? Let me caution this by saying that I don't know J. Cole personally. I don't know Kendrick personally. But from everything we've seen up to this point, and even on J. Cole's diss track, they have been nothing but friends. And it's clear to see that the two have a very good relationship with each other. It's very clear to see that the two are friends. Even on the Like That verse, while Kendrick was literally going at Drake's neck, he just sent like a slight fun jab at Cole. Nothing serious. There's multiple pictures and videos of them hanging out outside of this music shit. Like on some real shit, you can see them literally hanging out outside of music. And then even on J. Cole's diss, he still bigs up Kendrick. He says, this is my brother. I ain't really want to do it, but, I'm going to do it. Like, everything that we've seen up to this point has only proven that they are friends. So before I even continue, while I don't know them personally, everything has pointed to them being friends in real life, not even just in music industry terms. Like in real life, these two seem to be friends. So now that I caution with that, I can continue where I'm going. So I didn't feel like J. Cole needed to put out a diss, but I think it was like a week ago, J. Cole dropped his album Might Delete Later. And the last song on the project, which a lot of people has also been saying he was sending shots on other songs on the project. To be honest, I don't personally believe that those were really shots at Kendrick, because obviously he's been teasing this album way before Kendrick, ever did the Like That verse. Could he have at any point walked into the studio and like updated a couple bars to send shots at Kendrick? Maybe. But if all those other shots were at Kendrick, why does he only want to take down the 7-minute drill song and not any other song on the album? So that's why I personally don't believe that those other songs were shots at Kendrick either. But back to what I was saying. So he dropped 7-minute drill, and it's basically more of like a warning diss track. Some people were trying to, say that it was just a warning. It wasn't a real diss. I don't care. Warnings can still be disses. Kendrick has been warning Drake for years. Those are still counted as disses. So a diss is a diss, whether it's meant to be a warning or not. Like, a diss is still a diss. But he put out a 7-minute drill, and I thought the song was pretty decent. But let's get into the content matter of 7-minute drill. What is the things that J. Cole said about Kendrick on 7-minute drill? He disrespected his discography, which I have my thoughts on that, but that's not the point of this video. He talked about his discography. He made fun of his height, and basically he was saying that, he ain't really want to diss Kendrick, but he's going to do what he got to do. And that's pretty much the full extent of the diss. He did not come at Kendrick's character. He did not come at him as a person, like calling him a bitch or nothing like that. He didn't come at him like that. He didn't come at like family members and stuff like that. Like, this was nowhere close to a Ether or No Vaseline or a Hit 'Em Up. Like, it was nothing compared to those diss tracks. Like, he was just sending bars back as a rapper does, not on no personal stuff. He would just coming at him as a rapper, like a rapper is supposed to fucking do. So, okay. After that, J. Cole is headlining, of course, his Dreamville Fest, the fest that he always has. And he, on his set, he apologizes to J. Cole. J. Cole apologizes to Kendrick, and he says that it's the most lame, like that this song was the most lamest thing he ever did. He was saying that he was having a hard time sleeping these past few days, and that he felt like doing this diss track was getting him off his path, and that he felt, pushed to do the diss track because everybody was in his ear telling him, like, asking him, like, what are you going to do about it? And that's why he released the diss track. And it was said, like, apparently that he also wants to get the song off streaming services. So, okay. When I first saw that he apologized, and let me say this, I'm a big J. Cole fan. Like, big ass J. Cole fan, bruh. Like, when a lot of people talk shit about J. Cole, calling his music boring and saying that he's not as skilled as Kendrick or Drake, I always defend J. Cole. Not saying that he is my personal favorite of the big three, but I feel like a lot of people talk more shit about J. Cole than he really deserves. Like, he really is a great rapper. He really be rapping his ass off, and I feel like a lot of people be disrespecting him way too much. But usually when J. Cole is being attacked, I'm usually someone that defends him, and I always try to get people to see another perspective on, some of the things he may do and say and stuff like that. But with this, there is no defending this, in my opinion. There is no defending this. Now, let me first say how I feel. Then I'm going to talk about like how other people has tried to make the situation out to be. And then I'm just going to say my final piece, and that's going to be this episode. J. Cole really got me so mad right now. Well, not really mad, but more disappointed, to the point where this episode is literally just about this. So, my personal opinion, what do I find wrong with J. Cole apologizing? Okay. So just imagine, for years, J. Cole knows that majority of people believe that he is number 3 behind Kendrick and Drake. He acknowledges this plenty of times on songs. He even said it on First Person Shooter. We the big 3, like we started the league, but I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. Like, he's basically trying to assert his dominance over the other two. He knows how people talk about him. He even knows about the feature run where everybody says he'd be killing it, and he even talks about how he's killing other rappers on features and stuff like that. He is in an era for these past few years where he's been trying to prove his greatness and trying to prove that he is the best. That's literally what he's been rapping about these past few years. For everybody, no shots at my boy because he's still my boy. But I remember me and my boy had like a long conversation about this yesterday about, J. Cole feeling like this diss wasn't right in his heart. But my thing is, my first problem, if you are talking like you are battle ready, then do not run away and hide from your battle. Like, you've been talking all this stuff like I'm the greatest, or I'm about to show people that I'm the great, I can kill these rappers with verses and stuff like that. And when it's time to show up, you say you don't sit right with it and you apologize. And there goes my second point. What about this diss did not sit right with you? You only talked about this man's height discography and whatever the fuck else. He didn't even talk about anything that serious. The diss was not that serious. What did you say on there? And some people were saying like, oh, he didn't want it to go any farther than music. It was never gonna get farther than music. Nigga, are we talking about Lil Durk? What are y'all talking about? He didn't want it to go any farther. This nigga is not Lil Durk. He is J. Cole. Him and Kendrick are friends. Like, what are y'all not getting? For all the people that's saying that, like, oh, he didn't want to take it farther. And even my one friend was trying to say, like, he's trying to be the bigger man. And, he's trying to be respectable. And J. Cole is just trying to come from a mature place where, he wants to focus on his legacy and not deal with drama and stuff like that. It was not going to be drama. And you're talking about he wants to focus on his legacy. What is part of having a legacy in hip hop? Is showing that you have skill over other people. And I've seen TikToks, I've seen videos where people can see J. Cole's point of view, but they're trying to make it out to the people that are disappointed that he apologized. They're trying to make it out like we wanted to see him and Kendrick have like a fight or take it to the streets or something like that. They're acting like we wanted it to go off music. No, at least I'm going to talk from my perspective. My perspective is all I saw was two great MCs that I fuck with that are also friends in real life having a spar as rap friends. That's all that I saw. I just wanted to see two MCs that I love sparring, a friendly spar. That's all I wanted to see. I didn't want there to be a real beef. I didn't want it to go off wax. I just saw two great MCs who for a long time, if I'm going to say my opinion, Kendrick and Cole has always been tied for my favorite rapper of this generation. I've always went back and forth on which one is my favorite, and for a long time I was saying they're both my favorite. But for the first time, it seemed like I was finally going to get an answer. Like, I was finally going to say, like, okay, two great MCs that I respect, no matter who wins this battle, I'm still going to respect the both of them. Because they made a bunch of works that can never be taken from them in my eyes. So people got to understand, I don't know about anybody else, but for me and other hip hop heads that are disappointed that he did this, we're more disappointed because it was just friendly competition. And you know what? Like I said earlier, I don't know J. Cole and Kendrick personally. So I mean, there's always, no matter what competition you do, there's always a chance that things can go left. But from the outside looking in, this looked like one of the most safest rap battles you could get. It just looked like a friendly spar. That's all this looked like. It's just like two NBA players playing against each other. And are their teams play against each other? Are they going to say sorry when the other loses? Is one of them going to be emotional because the other one won? Like, no. You guys are two people that respect each other, that are just trading bars friendly. It's not like you guys are ready to get in the streets and actually fight or shoot it out. So that's where my disappointment comes, and I'm tired of people that's looking at it in J. Cole's point of view, trying to twist it to where we do actually want to see real beef with each other. Because I have seen people say, like, oh, you know, J. Cole's just trying to take the high road before things get dirty. It was never fucking going to get dirty. These niggas are friends. And I'm sorry that I'm snapping. I'm sorry that I'm snapping right now, but I'm just tired of people trying to flip the narrative into thinking that we actually wanted real beef out of them. That's not what we wanted. We just wanted a respectable rap battle, especially when these are two MCs that do want to show their greatness against their peers. They have said this in bars. They have said this in verses. So many damn times they have all said that they're trying to show that they're better than the others. And when it's time to show that you're better than the other, or at least, you know, in this battle, because honestly, rap battles can go on as long as whatever, but like, at least, you know, you're just trying to show who's better in the moment. That's really all. That's really all it is. And it wasn't even going to be anything serious. So that's why I'm disappointed. And that's also why I'm annoyed with the people that now here. Okay, I am human, so I will acknowledge this. I do see J. Cole's point of view. I can see how even just slightly talking shit about somebody that you're friends with and somebody that you respect can make you feel a little bit uneasy. That's why I don't ever really say anything bad about my friends. I hope most people don't say anything bad about their friends. So there's two ways to look at this: as a hip hop head and as, you know, as a human. And as a human, you know, I honestly, if I look at this outside of hip hop, I have no problem. I have no problem with what J. Cole did. You know, if you say anything bad about your friend, you know, you're going to instantly regret it. You're going to feel bad. And in that aspect, okay, I can see your point of view, and I'm not mad at him for it. And also, let me just say, I'm not like one of those extra people that are like, he's out of the big three conversation. I would never say that, because anybody saying that he's out of the big three conversation, y'all just never wanted him there. Because he's put out so many great albums. He put out so much great work that you can't take it away from him. The fuck you mean he's out of the big three? Man dropped so many damn classics and so many great verses that it's like an apology is not going to take all of that away. This man has done a lot, and y'all need to start giving him his flowers. But, you know, like I said, on a personal level, I can see where he's coming from with it, and I can understand that. But at the same time, as a hip hop fan, listening to one of your favorite rappers acknowledge where people view him and he wants to try to be better, and he's finally doing something that will make people see him in a better light, and then he takes it back, it's like, what the hell are you doing, bro? And even if you do want to look at this outside of hip hop, if you look at it outside of hip hop, like I said before, up to this point, everything literally pointed to them just being friends. So it's like, that's why I'm having a hard time comprehending how people can't seem to understand. We can get that he's trying to be mature and that he's trying to like say how he feels and stuff like that. And people are somehow saying that, you know, it's good that he's doing this because a lot of men hold in their feelings and stuff like that. That is not the type of conversation that need to be brought up with this instance. With this instance, it just was never that serious. And that's my overall thing. The beef, or it wasn't even really beef. It was just regular rap sparring. Just two friends in rap that just both happened to be very skilled, just wanted to duke it out for fun. That's all this was supposed to be. And maybe, okay, yeah, maybe personally to him, he probably felt like things were going to go farther. But it's just like, bruh, it was just never that serious in the grand scheme of things. It was just never that serious. And, you know, when I was talking to my friend yesterday, he was saying that it's not like J. Cole is taking away the diss track, and it's not like, you know, he's going to get rid of it. And he was saying it's not like J. Cole is going to get rid of the diss track and that he's standing on what he said. It just, you know, he does want to apologize for what he did. And for the longest, for all of yesterday, I thought it was a rumor that he was going to get it from streaming services. Today, I literally saw a clip of him on stage saying that he's going to take the disc off of streaming services. Because after my friend said it's not like he's going to get rid of the disc, I said if he could, he would. And let me check right now. I'm going to check right now if it's still on streaming services. Okay, it's still there. So maybe there's a chance that he was just saying that shit and he's not really going to take it off. But the fact that he even has that feeling to even want to take it off is just ridiculous. Like, okay, I've been on like a 20-minute rant about this already. So I'm just going to, finish the episode up here. And I'm just going to say this. Look, you guys are entitled to your opinion. Everybody is entitled to how they feel about this situation. And like I said, on a personal side and on a hip hop side, I can see both sides. But for the most part, I just don't feel like it was that serious. I'm not looking for blood. I'm not looking for a real beef. I just wanted to see two great MCs that, I feel like are very skilled to just go at it as friends. That's it. That's all I wanted to see. And I know when I release this episode, some people are going to twist my words. Some people are going to give me long ass paragraphs assuming how I feel about certain things. Kind of like what happened when I did the Megan and Nicki episode. I had one person send me like a whole fucking college page paper assuming my opinions on other stuff that I didn't even speak on in the video and stuff like that. So I already know that's going to happen here. I already know I'm probably going to get a comment saying that I'm immature and stuff like that. Maybe. Okay, maybe I am immature. But out of my mouth, the words that I am saying out of my mouth, and I'm a very honest person. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all, especially on the internet, because y'all don't even really know me like that. But out of my mouth, out of my personal opinions, this was just never that serious. And that's why I'm disappointed in J. Cole. Because for the longest, I wanted you to prove, because to me, I already do believe that you deserve to be up there with Drake and Kendrick. I do believe, and actually, I feel like J. Cole makes better music than Drake. If I was to rank my big three, I literally always have J. Cole and Kendrick tied at number 1 and Drake at number 2. I always say that. I feel like Kendrick and J. Cole has equal amount of skill. That's an unpopular opinion in itself. But I just wanted for J. Cole to prove that to the world. And now because he apologized, people is like now about to use this forever. They're literally about to clown him forever now. Like, for once, I was like, finally, y'all are going to stop talking shit about J. Cole. Y'all are finally going to give him the respect that he deserves. And then he does something like this for something that wasn't even that serious. And that's why I'm ultimately disappointed. So like I said, he is not out of the big three conversation for me. You can't take away all the great work. Besides everything else, Might Delete Later is still a pretty good body of work. Like, I still have a lot of respect for J. Cole. I still have no real problem with him at all. But when it comes to this situation, this is the only situation where he really has only disappointed me. But in the long run, I'm not going to let it, change my overall view of him. This is something that, like I said, people are going to have their opinions. A lot of people are on two different extremes. I don't know where I stand. Maybe in y'all eyes, I'm probably standing on the horribly bad extreme. But all in all I'm saying is it just wasn't that serious. J. Cole is still a great, even though he disappointed me. And, I hope that in the grand scheme of things, this will not mess up his legacy. I guess only time will tell. Personally, to me, this doesn't mess up his legacy, but the way people keep shitting on him and talking about him, I guess time will only tell, where people overall stand with this. But all right, y'all. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the situation. If you guys are just gonna like bitch and try to claim that I'm immature and stuff like that, save your essay to yourself. But, I want real constructive conversation here. And I want respectable conversation here. So if you got something, constructive, respectable, or anything like that to say in the comments, then I'll gladly talk to you, because that's what this podcast is for, is to build dialogue for stuff like this where things can be controversial, but I still want people to talk, and I still want to build a respectable community. So that's all. I know this episode is kind of, going a lot different than usual. I didn't even release this on my regular day, but expect me next Tuesday. And we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program on Tuesdays with, me showing up on camera, no audio only episode. But yeah. Yeah, so like I said, tell me how y'all feel about it. And with all that being said, Tevin Jameer signing out. Catch y'all in the next one.